Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the next session here. And yes, just as the title reads, I did, as you can see there, went and got myself married this weekend. So thank you so much. I did that thing that people do sometimes. Um, yeah, and it was awesome. FYI, I am. It's been a great weekend. So just got to give a shout out to my new wife out there, my wife. Yeah, good stuff. And as you can see over here, it's on this side. Yeah, over here. Finally got the bit goal thing properly set up there. I had it set to an insane number because my math was horrible. I don't know what I was doing at that particular time, but I got to correct it. So that's what we're still short of. Once we get that, then we are going in and we are going to get some custom art done for our players. And speaking of which, we do have most of the group here. Still waiting on a few. Once they join, we'll get them added in here. Clem said about damn time she finally popped the question. You're not wrong. I've been just sitting there waiting this whole time, and she finally decided she liked it, so she wanted to put a ring on it. All right, so let's get things going here. What's up, everybody? How's everybody's weekend? How y'all? Some of y'all dealing with that cold? I think you said that you went over to the south there, right? So is it still as cold down there, or is it a little bit warmer?
I brought the cold with me. I traveled 1,100 miles and showed up in Florida in the U.S. and it's dropped down to 48 degrees down here.
Well, I mean, that's cold. That's not freezing. So that's manageable. That's like, oh, I need a jacket or I need a coat with a jacket over it, like something to break the wind, and you're fine, for sure.
Yep.
All right, we got Finvar here this week. And Finvar, we had to reestablish there because everybody recalls we are currently down in Midway and taking a few days here. They're gathering some stuff. Finvar in that time frame has been essentially just staying on the airship, dealing with some mental health stuff, just thinking over things, just making sure that he gets his head right before he gets back out there, feeling a little down. But that's okay, because we are here to support. And with that, we can get things kicked back off here. What screen do I have us on? Okay. All right, so you guys go ahead and take it away. You are still in Midway. Anything that you guys want to do before we start moving on to this next region?
I show up to the airship carrying a bunch of furs and cloaks. Cold weather stuff.
Preparation. Nice. All right.
I also get up in the airship. I have been in my room like for about 2 days. Not trapped, but more or less pondering about some things. That's strange on Finbar, okay, but it's a new Finbar. As I see Jasper packing up the jackets, I see we aren't going to somewhere cold, right?
Yeah, actually, good.
Because I don't like the cold at all. But uh, where are we going? Yeah, then Jasper.
Well, actually, as I'm walking up the airship gangplank, and I thumb behind me, and there's two bundles of fur just floating along, apparently floating in air, carried by my unseen servants. I say, haven't you seen a map of the area? Fristfell is surrounded by ice. It's up in the mountains. It's going to be cold.
I mean, I knew it was on the south, but I didn't know it was so cold there. Okay then. I mean, do you have a warm coat for me?
Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of cloaks and boots and gloves for everybody.
Where's the rest? I have been asleep for a few days.
Well, last I saw, Torrin went off to go track down his Smith friend. Haven't seen him yet. I think the others are off and about. They should be back sooner, though, I think.
Do you have something to eat? Because I'm starving. Okay, I'm like a bear that in the hibernation. I need something.
Well, I was working on the clothes. I think we can work on provisions next, or talk to the captain, Captain Book, see if he's got some provisions laden in for a cold weather trip.
Okay, I'll figure it out myself.
Sounds good.
Okay, so is the captain in the ship?
Yeah, he would be up on the airship.
I'm going to approach him and say, hey yo, Captain. I was wondering. Well, first of all, hello.
Yes,
And
hello.
good morning.
Morning to you. What can I do for you, lad?
Do you know if the breakfast is done already?
Well, most of the men have gone down into the city to get something a little bit finer than we have here, but if you'd like, there should still be some porridge down there. It's not exactly warm. You know it's noon, yes?
12:30 noon? Wow, I didn't. My sleep schedule was broken apart. I mean, okay, I'll go with your men and gather some resources. We are going to need them for the next adventure.
Oh, we've got resources here. I'm sure if you go down there and, honestly, our cook is probably taking a little bit of break now, but if you happen to grease his palm a little bit, every man appreciates a little extra coin in their pocket. Sure, he could cook you up something. They just brought in a whole load of fat back.
Ooh, I was going to say that I'm going to conform with the scraps, but I mean, I'm not saying no to that. I'm going to head down to the kitchen.
Yeah. Heading back over there, there is a dwarf sitting over on a stool. He's leaning back. You can see a couple of dishes still sitting over beside the little kind of water area where they clean things as best they can. Half of them already done. Looks like he's just taking a break, relaxing. And you can see a number of fresh barrels that are just sitting off to the side there that they brought in recently.
I'm going to take a plate that's full, or I mean that has food on it, without saying anything, but not stealing. Like looking
The only
directly
thing still plated is sitting off on the dirty side of the sink there, with plate of half-eaten porridge and one strip of the fatback still laying on there.
Yummy. I'm going to devour it. I mean, like it was the first thing the last meal of on Earth.
And after you finish shoveling this at least hour or so old food into your face there, it is cold. The porridge has basically just congealed at this point into a blob of it's almost like biting into porridge flavored jello as you're chewing through it. The fat bag itself, it's still not bad. It's got that nice salty, savory taste to it, but it is chewy as all hell. You might as well be just chewing on strips of leather. But you manage to choke it down, and as you do, and glance over to your side a little bit there, you can see the dwarf cook just... I've never
sorry,
seen anybody do what you've just did, boy. It's not no. I would have made you something. I would. Why?
And
Why?
and I will also eat it. The thing is, I'm very hungry. Okay, and I need more than anything you can make me.
Oh, you want me to cook for you? Now, there's some scraps left over there in the trash barrel that I've gathered up for you. You sure you wouldn't like some compost? Is that your preferred flavor, or would you like me to actually get up and make you an edible human plate? Or
I
dwarf,
wouldn't
whatever
say
your taste may
prefer,
be.
but I have tried that. Yeah. But yeah, make me a plate of something edible, please.
Okay, well, you just go have a seat over there at the table and I'll cook it up. And please, when what you just did hit your stomach, please try not to puke all over my floor.
No. I wouldn't let it spill out. I mean, I know how to keep my nutrients inside of me. Okay.
Scared to ask more information about that statement. I'm gonna get the food. And he scurries over and gets to work real fast, flips over a pan, throws on a little small pot there that he just pours a little bit out of a jug of water into, and throws in some grains of stuff, gets a little bit of the fat back out of one of the barrels. The barrel itself seems to have some kind of charm on it, helping to keep it a little bit colder than the other ones, and he goes and slaps it over onto it. You can smell it within moments hit your nose there, that savory, salty, fresh air hitting you right up the nostrils. And a moment later, it comes over, serves on the plate too. The porridge itself is basic enough, but throws something, has season across the top of it, some kind of little, almost glassy looking grains, but not quite salt, little clear. Not something you see too often there. And in the first bite, heaven. It's just right. It's nothing outstanding. It's nothing amazing, but it's just that perfect little Goldilocks bowl of porridge there. And then the fat back, tender, beautiful, gorgeous. Peels right away, melts in your mouth. And then he turns over back to you and, please never do what you've done today again. I would always rather cook than have anybody come into my kitchen and eat the things that you have eaten today. So just keep that in mind and
I'm
just seek help.
I'm just so full and glad of your dwarven hospitality. I'll never do it again, at least in front of you.
Okay. And he turns back over and gets back to cleaning up his dishes there.
And then I'm going to go look for Jasper again outside the ship.
All right.
Oh. Okay, Jasper, we can go when you want. I'm satisfied now. But I mean, and Ira, where is it?
I think he's here on the ship still. Ragnar should be arriving in a minute, and I think Torn's off on a mission. But as soon as he gets back, we can take off.
On a mission. Are you sure he doesn't want to blow up the ship or anything like that?
And at this point, that was where Torin had been off looking for a certain someone that he did fail to locate. So that's about when I imagine you're returning back to the airship. Or is there something else you wanted to do there, Torin?
I was gonna go back to Sam West's place and see if I can get more of a direct look, like direction this group went. Maybe try to find some sort of, I guess, whereabouts where they could have possibly went.
Okay. So, as you return flying on your broom back over to Sam Smith's, well, at least what remains of his workshop, landing in there. At this point, some of the places, the fire and everything has gone out, so now it's just lots of rubble and ash places. And what is it you're looking for in there? Give me some kind of
So I guess I'm sure he probably got drug away. So I'm look for any sort of like where it looks to be that somebody maybe got drugged, or big footprints from somebody that could have carried him. And I'm sure they left a divot if they're got somebody on your shoulder and you're a Goliath-sized person.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay, it's a little better. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a lucky. Go ahead and start the day off right. Do I? Actually, I don't have any because I used all of it. All right, straight roll. Oh, 22.
22, hey. So, kind of looking through the front section a little bit there, you see different tracks crisscrossing through the area. So you're trying to find which ones are really the starting point of the struggle, which, best you can tell, starts off behind the counter there. Give me an investigation check.
There we go. 19.
19. So, looking over the counter to his workshop there, the little front section where you first met and started dealing with him, you find underneath it looks like he's rigged together a very simple, not nearly as powerful, but a kind of hidden version of your pistols. It's like a single shooter. Looks like it would probably take a while to reload it and get everything in there right, but it's positioned underneath. It's set to turn and fire directly ahead, where you can see there's a little hole on the other side. So this thing was fired, but perhaps it didn't do enough as you find no blood on the other side. You can see that's where the footprints start backing away, and something that's swung through and done damage to the place where it would have been standing before then. But it doesn't look like it was a direct hit, as it leads back into his actual foraging area in the back room. Go ahead and give me, as you follow it into there, give me another investigation check.
So I got 11.
11. So in here, things get a little bit scrambled. It's like watching a herd of deer run through an area. All the little tiny little footsteps and tracks all dart all over the place there. But there is a kind of flow that you can find, general loops in there, where it looks like he's gone through here. At some point, you can see missing items pulled off of things and tossed. Looks like he was throwing things at his attackers, trying to keep some kind of distance. But then you can see at one point something smashed into a wooden structure against one of the wooden bracers on the walls at the back end of the room there. And that's where you can see small nail prints on the walls and starting on the ground there. Drag marks pulling out that way, back towards the front section. As you follow it through there, give me one more investigation.
21.
21. So, as you follow it down where the ground changes from the rocky section, the stone floors in the back where the forge is, to the front section that is all wooden, kind of stepped up to where the front counter is, and then goes down to ground floor before the front door. And in that section where it's now dirt and covered over with soot, you find a little pendant just down, stepped on by one of the overmarking footprints there. You pull it up. It is the unmistakable little, maybe an earring, maybe just some kind of pendant, a crow feather carved from some kind of dark stone.
Well, wonder how they figured that out. I'll take it.
Take the
And
pendant.
I'll make my way to the airship. And I'm gonna land on that airship very upset. Like, just throwing stuff as soon as I land, just angry.
Oh,
Alright, so as
sorry.
you guys are relaxing, he comes flying in, throwing a hissy fit.
What?
What's that? Have you ever seen what is it? Hot Rod? What's wrong? What's wrong, Rod? I need to go to my quiet place. Starts breaking shit.
And like as I land, I'm just walking straight towards Jasper. And I'm holding this up. Can you tell me what the hell this thing is?
It looks like a pendant. Broken?
Is it broken?
Stone?
Is it? It's not broken, is it?
So it doesn't appear broken. It looks to be just some kind of little ornament. It's got a little clasp hanging from the other end of it. So whether it's a piece to an earring or a necklace, or whether it's meant to be just worn, like a badge or whatever, is a little unclear.
What's that?
Where'd you find it?
I found it at Sam West's place.
At the workshop?
The guy that help me with these guns.
Uh,
And then I pull out the wooden crow figurine. Put them next to each other.
oh, the assassin from your organization. I mean,
So yeah.
they found out how.
If you spend your time trying to figure out how, you'll drive yourself mad. It's a matter of just when.
I mean, knowing how explains why.
It's why they're called the Silent Shadow. They don't really tell you their secrets. Unless you are an
But-
asset to them.
Do you know them, right? I mean, that's why they are following you.
Either following me or they just found out that he made probably a really powerful weapon that they could use.
Another repeated trope. Sounds to me.
Well, I will say this: if we're going to Fristfell, Eastwatch, it's not far away.
You think he's alive?
Oh yeah. They need him. They need him to make the weapons.
So you're pretty sure that it wasn't directed at you. You may have been a conduit, but
I'm sure I was just a conduit. I don't think this was directed to me. I think they probably had their eye on him for a while, and I just helped speed the process up.
But that makes you dangerous for them. You know their secrets.
Yeah. Before, apparently I wasn't on the top of their list. But I'm sure now with Sam West being taken, I probably bumped up a few notches. So,
Yeah.
just to let you know, when we get closer to them, don't trust anybody.
well, how hot is this trail? I mean,
This is recent. The fire was still burning when I got there. I came
so
back to find
this still could be in town.
possibly, but I
So,
doubt it. I
Did you
doubt.
get a chance to? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sure they grabbed up and left, then they're gone. But we can definitely try to look around town. But we also have another time pressing matter to take care of.
Did you get a chance to investigate the scene?
There was a struggle.
Okay,
He definitely fought back.
so
And I definitely got to learn how he made that crazy contraption under his desk. That'd be sick one day.
So it was forced.
Yes. It was not. He was not wanting to go.
They use violence for this.
any signs of magic use? It's a little tougher, but any signs of magical use?
It was pretty burned down. I don't think I could even tell magic. Even if I did know what to look for, it was all burned down.
Hmm.
So if it wasn't, I probably wouldn't even know.
So if we get close enough to your place, we'll make them pay, or at least answer.
Well, I will say this: there's no brute forcing into their front door and saying, "Give me back my dude." It definitely will be a. We'll be sneaking into the Sneaky Thieves Guild.
I don't think that will work. I mean,
Well, the other way is suicide.
suicide? Are you sure?
Walking through the front door. Unless we did it the
walking.
right way. Maybe. You're probably onto something there. We probably could.
Let's back up a little bit. So if this happened in the past 24 hours, and we think it's just the Silent Shadows, so unless they've magically teleported him and his captors somehow, somewhere, which is possible, or they have an airship, which is also possible.
I feel like we would have seen it though, right?
I thought I saw one, but all the indications we have indicate or hint that it might be this rival party that the Conger or one of the other Jarls hired, not necessarily the Sun and Shadows, unless
Hold on.
the
They
conspiracy theory is they're linked.
I have no doubt they're probably linked, especially because all Jarls benefit from them. And if the Jarls assign them, they're sure they probably are using them too.
So if going off that assumption, then Sam West would be on that, or most likely on that airship that I thought I saw traveling through the clouds as we were arriving, and it was departing. So they're not that far ahead of us. The trail isn't cold. Do you want to put aside a race for a relic that's been buried for 500 or 1,000 years to go after a friend and a resource or a coworker?
I don't think that's a really good idea, Jasper.
Okay.
Knowing them, it could lead us into a trap, most likely.
Oh, of course.
Well, maybe that's what we use. If we there's going to be a trap. We know that. Why don't we use it to our own advantage? We know it's a trap. Spring the trap, but counter the trap.
So, what do you think? They abducted Sam to keep them, like your machinery, your weapons.
Yeah, they got him for that reason.
I mean, that
Either to use him or to sell him to somebody.
That's-
Worst case scenario, they sell it to the Calrathians.
are you?
Then we have another problem.
I mean,
But I doubt they're going to be selling it. I think they want to use it.
Torin,
Yeah.
you understand why I don't want that thing, and I'm going to point to your gun, pointed at me, or at any of us. You understand that you knowing that it's a liability. I mean, they already have some, right?
Yeah.
Well, this time we have to make it different. We cannot make like the. I mean, we cannot punish the fine stamp and his creations, but we can punish this one. It was recent, and we have a trail to that leads to somewhere. So, I mean, we follow it and we find Sam and get the weapons
Finbar
to a safe place.
when we get him back, not if, when we get him back, he's not just going to be by himself in a shop. He is going to be at the Bastion under our guard. And the information he has will not be spread. This is too strong of a weapon as I spin it around for the whole world to have one.
I don't know why couldn't you stick to a bow and an arrow? That's the thing I don't really understand here. Okay, is
Why
that
you still stick to daggers and not use your spear?
Touché.
because both things do the same? Okay, but the thing is that yours, okay, if you throw a dagger, you are not going to throw it better than me. Okay, that's a fact, and that's it. But any of us who has
Challenge accepted.
a pistol in his hand is the same. It's equal, and we cannot let anyone make an army with that kind of weapon. I mean, it's unbalanced.
I agree. I'm also worried about whatever he was working on. Apparently, Plimlin said that they are working on something for me to use. And I'm
No
sure it probably
way.
has something related to? You remember that blunderbuss in that cave that I shot next to you that one time, and it went.
Yeah, I remember very well.
I feel like it's correlated. Imagine an airship with like 10 of those.
I mean, for what purpose do you need it? Are you going to destroy half a city? Like for why? Why? Why do we need that to fight the Colderathians? Aren't they like nomads or a segregated group of people, right? I mean,
It's peace
Why-
through superior firepower.
why do we have to put that weapons in such an extent, such a proportion of the destruction, right?
They're really good though.
I know I have seen you use them, okay, and I'm not saying that it can be used for good, but
Well, when the time comes, we'll reevaluate them. Trust me, I don't want everybody having one.
Well, I think the bottom line is the cat's out of the bag with
Mm-hmm.
those are exactly the same situation as with the Soul Forged army. So people know about it. It's a very potentially game-changing weapon of war that, with enough time and resources, it will happen. Aradiel will see this in the future, and all it really boils down to is who will have it in their possession, who will control this power. So I see that as the same discussion you guys are having with the Soul Forge versus these projectile cannons.
I agree. But
think
I
more-
think
Go ahead.
first things first is we need to get them back before we try to have a conversation on how to prevent everybody getting them.
Yeah, that's my point. Based on what you know, and this is really going to come down to you, Torn, what you know about the the modus operandi of the Silent Shadows. We are one day behind the airship, at most. But probably carrying Sam West and his gadgets and his research, heading very likely toward the next relic in order to beat us there. On the other hand, they may not want to risk Sam West at the next relic, knowing that we're going to go there too, and we have an airship. They know we have an airship because they know that we have one. So they have to know that we're not that far behind them. So the question is, do we chase them to the next relic site? Do we chase them, which they may not know where it is, because unless they've got a relic themselves or have some divination magic themselves, the only way we know of how to triangulate where those relics are using the relics on the map and using the ritual that Aelor Varn gave us. It's not saying that they don't have that ritual as well, but we have a leg up because we have 2 relics now to use in that ritual. So I guess where I'm going with this is, Torn, where do you think we should go? To the next relic? Or chase down that ship? Or try to go to Eastwatch?
What if we went in between? Let them go to Frisco. And as they're going back to Eastwatch, because I'm sure they're going to want to go there to drop Sam West off, we cut them off midway.
So
It's
you're
an
saying let them get the relic.
It's up to you. I think, honestly, if they're a day ahead, we could beat them there to it. The thing is every time we've gotten to a relic, it's taken us a day or two to get it.
Sure.
I'm not letting that happen. I'm not going to risk giving them a relic.
Then
you want to
we'll
do the things-
try to chase them then.
Yeah,
I think it's
chase
probably
them
this way.
or get to a relic first.
Well, that's what I was asking, if you think they're going to go straight for the relic, or do you think they're going to go to Eastwatch first, drop off their precious cargo, and then head to the relic? What would the Silent Shadows?
I guess it depends on the hierarchy. I feel like, in my opinion, the Silent Shadows are probably more up on that list of the hierarchy. They probably have the say in what gets done at that time, especially if the party is employing their help. But also, the Jarl hired the party, so depends on where the hierarchies lie. Like, I'm not sure who would have more sway and what happens first.
Sure.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. I think you would know better than I do, but if I were a betting person, which I'm not, my guess is they know that we are going to try to for the Fristfell relic, and we have the resources to do so. So my guess is they'll probably head to Eastwatch, drop off their precious cargo, and then wait for us to get the relic in Fristfell and ambush us afterward. That's my guess.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I mean, I could also see them trying to use Samwise as a bargaining chip.
Good point.
If they are so, I mean, if they show up bargaining to us, I'm not going to trade with such scum. I mean, if they did something to Sam, they will pay for it, and then we will be whole.
Just to be clear, there were signs of a struggle there. They didn't hire him for a lot more money than we offered.
No, there was struggle. There was a contraption under his desk, basically one of my pistols, that basically pull a trigger and it shoots through the desk. That there was a hole in the desk where that was activated. There was also some scratch marks that were dragging from his desk, basically.
I mean, why we don't go to? We chase them to the layer, and then I mean, they are avoiding us, right? Or because they didn't
I don't think
make
they're
us
avoiding
notice they were here.
I don't think they're avoiding us. I just don't think they really think we're much of a threat to them.
Huh.
But yet, I guess I think we should just go to Fristfell, get the artifact, and see what happens. I do have something that I do want to do before we leave now, though.
What's up?
You cure poisons, Jasper, by any chance with some magic?
I can't, but I think Ira can.
What?
Do you think Ira could enchant something with your help to cure a poison?
I can cure poisons also.
You can too? Perfect.
Yeah, pretty likely.
And I can detect them also.
I'm gonna need 2 goblets and a flask.
Iocane powder.
Something.
What?
I think I'm gonna have a toast with maybe some 1 or 2.
Hold on. Did you say make poison or cure poison?
No, cure it. Yeah, cure it.
Okay.
You would be curing it
Yeah.
through a cup.
I mean,
But I think I need to have a drink with somebody someday.
are you going to poison yourself?
Unintentionally, probably.
I mean,
If it
if you
doesn't
do
work.
so and you want my help, I mean, I can cure your poison. And
Well,
what were you saying that you had to do then, Torin?
I basically want to see if we can get a cup that will cure poison if a liquid's poured into it that is poison. Do you think that's possible, Risen?
A cup that if
Enchanted.
liquid is poured into it, it'll cure poison.
Yeah, if the liquid is poison. It's almost like a cup that when a liquid that's been poisoned, it cures it.
Okay, that's interesting. I like the idea. So, the cup part is simple. You need a cup. Find a cup. After that, first off, who's making... Are we making the poison or we're making an antidote?
Poison.
Making the poison first. All right,
I'm sure
so...
Finbar 8 probably would be a good start.
That's almost always true. All right, so first off, whoever is making the poison, I believe... Are you proficient with alchemy? Or with...
Oh no.
Do they have anything specifically for poison making?
If anything, it will make it or find somebody that has made it and buy it.
There's a poisoner's kit that's if someone's proficient with that.
Is anybody proficient with that? No? All right, so you could attempt first off to make it if you like, or you're just going to go ahead and try to buy it.
I think I'll just buy it.
You go buy it? Okay.
Buy a potent one.
A potent one. So first off, and poison isn't exactly like, oh, setting up the poison shop here. So first off, I mean, this is dipping into some of your older ways here, you know, that you haven't really had to make too much use of so far. So first off, give me a history check. Trying to think of where from your training, give me advantage with it, since this is dipping into a kind of an intricate part of your background here.
19.
And 19. So with that, you know where to start searching for such things. In this little, middle of nowhere village, it's not exactly the most obvious, but any town that you're at, you're going to find some shady corners here or there. In this particular place, you find a little spot where some of the, not the merchants, but the different mercenaries who are paid by merchants to travel with them while they're trying to make their way across the country here safely. This is where they like to go to hang out. And these are some shadier people, a lot of which. And then a tavern back there. It's take long to kind of get a idea of everybody's probably finer skills. You notice one who bears a little pendant on his jacket that he wears that you recognize to be something that a ranger of some sort would wear. Get an idea that perhaps this individual might be capable of, or already have the possession you're looking for. So
you're the guy?
I've had many people call me the guy, but who might you be, sir? What guy is it you might be looking for?
Heard you dabble maybe on some not so publicly well sought after or thought of liquids.
Well, that's an interesting middle ground we find there, because if these are secretive things and you heard from somebody, then that means that secret's a little bit further than I care for it to be. So first off, who might you have heard such a rumor from, friend?
I just pulled the pendant out and twirl it in my fingers.
Give me
Sure.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh shit. That's not good at all.
With advantage.
Oh,
for the
okay, with advantage. So it's let's see me roll again. So that's 12 minus 2, so 10.
Oh, I recognize that, but that's not quite a badge or anything now, is it? So, tell you what, buy me a drink, have a seat here with me, and maybe if you feel outright, we'll see about doing some kind of business, yeah.
Fair enough.
After
Not gonna buy a drink.
taking a moment there to go over and grab some of the ale that they serve here, it is not great stuff, but it has to do for a little dive tavern like this. And going back and sitting down, he stabs one dagger into the board there, right into the wooden table. Takes his drink, drinks it down, grabs the dagger out again, and flicks it across the room where you see it spin past two people and then right into a wooden post there. So, should have someone like you, that's nothing all that fanciful, yeah. Growing up where you must have grown up. Matter of fact, pulls out another blade, stabs it down to the table. Why don't you give her a toss?
You know, that's what somebody told me. They could throw a dagger better than me. And I'll throw it, and I'm gonna try to hit right on his dagger, like on the hilt of it.
Ooh, give me an attack roll with that. Give me a dagger throw.
Dagger throw. Ooh, I don't have a dagger on me. I'll just roll my scimitar. Plus,
Yeah, that's fine. That's gonna be the same stat as far as the damage or as the attack.
16.
16. So spins across, goes right over the side of somebody's shoulder there. You can see it just barely clip a little feather hanging off of somebody's hat, going up and curving back before it lands not at the tip of, but right off beside, almost halfway cutting a V shape into the post there, right beneath his. Not bad. So, tell me, what was it you were looking for?
Looking for something fairly hard to detect. Has no scent, no real flavor to it. But if consumed, not necessarily, I don't want anybody to die from it. But I mean, of course, if it happens, it happens. But maybe just
Say no more. You want something that perhaps has some medicinal uses if used properly, but if someone doesn't read the instructions on the vial, bad things do happen.
Exactly.
It seems so.
And it can mix well with a drink or two. Adds a good flavor to it, if possible. I don't know if that's possible.
Tell you what. I see some rather fanciful things hanging off you there. I get the feeling you're a man of the proper means to pay for my own personal services. Here's what'll happen. And the only way this happens. That's under this table now without any of these miscreants seeing it. You slide me a coin purse with, I'd say, at least 80 gold. I'll move quietly towards the door. You follow 10 steps behind, and just outside that doorway, on the frame of the door, you'll find a vial of something. Let's just say keep it out of children's hands, if you will.
This is no child's play.
Alright.
I'll hand 80 gold under the table.
Reaches over, grabs it, he throws it
And
from
as
one
he
hand to
grabs
the
it-
next. Go ahead.
As he grabs it, I'm just gonna click my revolver. Don't screw me over.
He looks over the weapons and kind of gives it a curious eye. He doesn't seem exactly sure what it is, but he certainly has a simple understanding of it. Oh, no worries. He tucks the coin away, gets up, shakes his jacket out a little bit, starts walking towards the door. You see him reach into his pocket just as he steps out of frame, the shadow of his arm raising. As you get up and move behind him, by the time you're getting out there, he's already stepped out past the gate that goes around the little tavern here and started walking up the way, and you reach back and feel at first nothing. There it is. Little vial, about 2 inches or so long. Glass with a very, very small, little concerning almost cork pressed into the top there, but again, the vial itself is very thin. The glass, you almost feel like it could easily break in your fingertips there. The powder inside it almost looks like thicker than normal little chunks of salt.
Perfect. And on my way back, I'm gonna grab 2 goblets. Look very similar to each other.
All right, metal goblets.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe painted gold.
Gold painted goblets. All right. Grab those. Those are pretty cheap there. You only end up spending about a silver piece for the both of them.
Nice.
And then getting back to the airship, what are you doing from there? What is your next idea as far as... So now you want to have some way to make the glasses poisonous with the stuff?
I want to have one glass that is possibly enchanted with cure poison. The other one is not.
Enchanted with cure poison. Who knows cure poison? That's going to be Finvar helping out with that.
I mean, you said that cures poisons, not that exactly have the spell cure poison. I don't know if Leon Hands will work. Okay.
Okay,
Maybe-
so do you have any kind of medicinal ointments? Does anybody here have any skill in medicine?
I mean, I have a little, and I have Leon Hands also.
Okay. So, Finvar being the only one with any kind of knowledge on it, it's going to have to be up to him to try to make something here. So first off, let me get a medicine check from you, Finvar.
Okay.
Three.
That's another one.
So
Okay.
trying to mix some kind of ointment that if not heals so much, more kind of helps scarring. You're basically trying to make some kind of neosporin like substance there. But as you finish up mixing up what kind of chemicals you think to throw in, you give it a little dab and put it on a little cut that you have near your forearm there, and it starts to sting. That shit burns. You in there rushing around trying to wash it off, and it just keeps on going for a minute, and finally after about 45 minutes it subdues there and stops throbbing. You can see that it is a little swollen around where you put it, so you might need to find some other way to get the ointment.
I'm not good for this, Torwin.
That's okay. If anything, maybe Ira has something we can wait till he comes out of his comostasis.
All right.
Yeah, for sure, he will know more than me. I mean, for sure.
And we've got some time, right? When are you thinking about using these?
We got plenty of time.
Sure.
Let's just say I'm sure there's one person that would like to chat with me, have a drink. we'll see how it goes.
All right, so what's the plan, gentlemen?
I'm good in town, gents. So as long as Ragnar has reported back to the ship, I think we can take off whenever you're ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right, and so with that, one second. Sorry, give me just a second. This shit's acting stupid. Go away.
Is Roll20 acting up?
No, it's the damn the describe thing. Trying to get over to where I can see our music, but it is not letting me get back to it. And it is frustrating me. Go away. Okay. So, with that, everything finally gathered up. You all make your way back onto the airship, which of course ascends back up into the clouds there, slowly putting Midway further and further behind you as you separate from the tower. Start making your way, kind of going mostly south at first until getting over some ocean waters, and then cutting across southeast, the wind picking up more and more, some ways ahead, some distance ahead of you, but eventually the airship makes its way up into a higher jet stream, speeding along its way over the clouds themselves. And that's where we'll go ahead and take our break, and when we get back, we will resume with our group on their way. Back how it's supposed to. With our group on their way to Fristvale. All right, BRB everybody, and as always, we're gonna go ahead and run that quick ad. If you're new here, just so you know, that is so that if you come through to watch the show, you don't have to worry about getting any kind of ads pop up while the game's going on. We take that break there so it gets it out the way for you. So that way, if you can't subscribe, you still doesn't mean you're gonna miss anything. And then also, let's not forget, we do have a memory trigger sitting in the bank there. So if at any point somebody wants to use that in the game, it's there. But right now, we're gonna take our break and BRB. What is up, everybody? Sorry about the prolonged break. They were trying to see if maybe some of our players join in, but we're gonna keep on pushing, keep on keeping on. All right, so you all have. Oh, let's get our tone back right. This isn't right. There we go. Back aboard our ship. So, from this point, let's see what the actual.
I have several questions before we get too far down the trail.
Yeah, I'm kind of calculating travel time and stuff here, so go ahead
That's
with
one of them.
anything you want to clarify.
That was actually my first question. How far away are we from Fristville?
So,
Per Captain James' book.
So depending on some factors here, it's going to take anywhere from as few as 5, as many as 9 days to reach Fristvale. Keep in mind this because the captain advised you guys would notice as you were loading everything, your stuff onto the ship there, that aside from everything else, there's also, because the ship itself, while there is some magic involved in its function, it also requires resources as well, including some amount of oil as fuel that it uses to inflate and bring down the large overhead balloons there. And in that cold weather that you guys are heading towards, it makes it that much harder to keep the supply up in order to keep the air in there and keep you all from plummeting to the ground. So a lot of extra space is packed in with that stuff. So once you hit that kind of those cold winds, things do tend to slow down a little bit. So it's going to depend on how the weather is between here and there, which I'll figure as we go.
Second question, Captain, if you wouldn't mind, as we did on the way to Glenfirth, we have a way of triangulating where the next drop-off point might be. And we were wondering if we could use your nautical maps, your air maps, as we did before, to triangulate where exactly where we're going. Because we may not be going straight to Fristfell as before with Glenfirth, we may be just outside. Maybe.
Hi, you can use any of the maps down there in my office. Again, I just ask you don't rummage through my desk. I may have some personal items in there that you always don't need to be privy to, but everything else is at your full disposal.
Well, Tor and Finbar is going to take all three of us to triangulate. So if you've got a minute, I know we just started on this journey, but if you could join me in the captain's quarters.
Sure.
I don't know how I will be of any help triangulating something, but sure, let's go.
Well, I know Ragnar is interested in that ring we recovered, and we borrowed Ira's ring as well. So if each of you could hold those rings above the map, and I'll do the research that Aelor Varn, or the ritual that Aelor Varn showed us to triangulate the next location. That way we can give that to the captain.
All right.
Okay.
So you're placing the 2 artifact rings and the ring of mind shielding, or the ring that had the cleric in, right?
Yes, yeah, and Aelor Varn taught us the little ritual using existing relics to find other relics. So.
Okay. So, as you do so, you can feel in the bag of holding the other relic there, the sphere as well, give a little bit of shake once you start placing things in the location. As it goes to pull its way, it needs a little of assistance there in order to get out, but it's trying to, so someone needs to open up and kind of let it free.
I'll pull it out.
As you do so, it floats up and over the table there. You can see the 3 rings there. First off, the 2 artifacts hover just barely off of the top of the surface of the map there. And then you can see the little amethyst gem on the ring of mind shielding spark up as well. They seem to connect through the material somehow, and the other ring floats up, making a little triangle that they spin around for a bit. They move over towards the map, over towards Fristfell, and then move their way up towards the mountains there, the mountains themselves, the Galanaf Mountains, where many different peaks. It drops down on there, and then the rings pull in tight towards the center. And as they stop, that little triangle of space, little curved triangle at the very center of the 3 rings, lands on a little section. You can see it's barely scribbled on there, kind of written as an afterthought to the map itself, not printed with the rest of it, where it says Eilifly Mountain. That's Eilifli. And doing so, give me a history check, Jasper.
Sure. Not great. 12.
12. So, you've heard something about the mountain before, since some of your passing readings, people have written short stories, a lot of them a bit more mystery style stories, and some of them on the scarier side. But the only thing you recall specifically is the term itself, Eily Fly, has a loose kind of translation to what some say is the true name of the mountain, the Endless Mountain.
Pass that along. Well, gents, it looks like here's where we're going next, and make a light mark, not permanent, but make a light mark on the map to notify the captain that's where we need to go.
So we're making a straight line for the next one then?
Yes, for now. If we need to deviate, we'll let you know.
Well, it's probably one thing you gents should know then. Come down, I'll give you a look at it. He makes his way down to the map with you having his first mate come over and take the helm as you guys step into his office. Steps over to the map and you can see the rings and everything that's still briefly left behind as kind of clears them out the way, brushing them aside, points his little quill and then draws a circle right around the area. This would have been, with the rings combined over it, would have been a circle going through about halfway through each of the rings, circling that little section of land. This here is where things are going to get tricky, you see. I've made a pass over there once or twice since I've written it down myself, as I found myself curious at a little oddity in the area. So they say that time doesn't quite work right in Fristfell. Strange effects here and there, and over that particular mountain. Well, they say nobody has ever reached the peak of it, and those who have tried to fly it, as I was hired once to do, well, strangest thing. Everything was fine. The winds were good. We were approaching it. Look to one point and we see the sun just off the horizon. Even odder than that, to look to the other points, you can see the moon as bright as can be. The stars showing bright. The mountain, you could see maybe 3-4 miles ahead of us. And the next thing we know, we're on the opposite side. The mountain, 5 or 6 miles behind us. It's full night, as if hours, maybe days had passed. Well, we turned about, tried to go back through. The same damn thing. Find ourselves back on the other side. It's bright as day outside. Sun right overhead, beating down, no sign of any moon. By the time we finally returned back to the city, put her down in the water, come to find out we had spent 3 weeks out there, passing back and forth, zigzagging through nothingness. I don't know if something happened, if we fell into some trance and didn't notice as we sailed right past it or what, but no matter our efforts, we couldn't manage to make any land in that little area. So we'll set sail there, but I hope you boys have some kind of plan on us how to get around such an oddity.
Well, we'll see what we can uncover before we get there. But
All right.
good information to know. DM, I don't know if it's possible, but would you be able to show us on the Roll20 map where roughly that mountain is?
So, yeah, let me get you guys.
Maybe put that on the screen for Twitch as well.
Yeah. So we can go here. Real quick, let me get. So, here we are. over towards. Where's the right button? There we go. Here we are over towards the region itself. The whole area here referred to as the Galanath Mountains. And not entirely clear from the map itself. It would fall between some of these higher peaks here, more around this area. It's not renowned for being in a especially tall mountain. From what you can recall in what little bit of reading you've done in the past there, the mountain itself, those who have seen it from a distance say it looks as though it only goes up maybe 6,000 feet or so. Impressive enough, but not especially noteworthy. Hey, Rachel, thank you so much. That's right. That's right. I'm a mistress. They don't have a Mrs. version for guys, so, and mistress sounds a little bit too much like mistress, so, but you know, I did the thing. All right. So he's made his way back out of the office, back up to the helm, and you all can feel the ship as it makes that slight lean, starts heading off straight shot towards the Leafly Mountain.
I have two spells I'd like to cast before we get too far from Midway.
Let's do it.
Pretty early in our journey. First one is a simple ritual augury, and I'm looking for a wheel/woe type of answer.
Okay.
And the question I'd like to ask any power that might answer is, as we head to Fristfell and this Ilafly mountain, what is the likelihood of us, let me rephrase that. If we travel in this direction, what's the likelihood of us encountering and or recovering the kidnapped Smith Sam West? The intent here is discovering whether Sam West's airship is heading that direction or Eastwatch.
All right, will or woe. And it comes back wheel.
Okay. Interesting. Second, it's something that I might actually cast each day, just to give you a little bit of heartburn there, DM, is secondly, a new spell that I've learned how to cast, near dear to my capabilities, divination. I'd like to cast that as a ritual for the first time ever. And I'm going to focus on the crystal that we recovered from that living island that is tied specifically to Caleb. See if you can answer this question. And it allows me to ask a specific question about a goal, event, or activity to occur in the next 7 days. And I'm going to ask, it may come back as a truthful reply, a cryptic rhyme, or a short phrase, but it may not provide all the information, but I'm hoping it gives us an idea. The question I'd like to ask is, how do we successfully avoid the time dilation magical defenses that travelers encounter when approaching the Ilafly Mountain?
So, as you cast it through this gem on the ring there, you can see it starts to surge with that purple glow of energy. And you could feel something almost like touching the top of a water bed and something swimming and brushing up against your hands underneath it, as if for a second the metal of the band wasn't metal at all. Some simple nylon, something from another side could push through. You feel it kind of against your finger there and it glows up. Give me a wisdom save.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'll use a lucky point for this because I'm terrible at these.
Is this the same day? Or have we
Same day. And I've rolled 2 6s for an 8.
So you can feel almost like fingers pressing against your forehead and then pushing in deeper and deeper. And for a moment, it's as if in that little split window of time, you're thinking back from the beginning to the current moment of your entire life as hard as you can. Little moments flashing up here and there. And then you feel those fingers recede. And then you hear a voice. Jasper. You seek answers, and Caleb can provide. I sense your thirst for knowledge, as I thought I sensed in the one they call Torin. But he has yet to seek the vault. I can give you answers, Jasper. I have many to provide. Answers to questions you could never think to ask. But I must know you will seek the vault. If you do not appreciate the knowledge that is hidden, that so many deserve, then you do not deserve the knowledge I hold for you. I will answer your questions now. But in the future, I need to know our minds are the same, as I believe they are. Jasper. And your question originally was?
How to successfully avoid the problems that travelers encounter with the time dilation that surround the Isle of Fly Mountain.
The dilations can not be avoided, but they can be managed. They cover the entire land of Fristfell in some variation, but as you get closer to the mountain, the effects increase. You cannot avoid, but you can follow the path. Follow the light.
Cryptic, but thank you.
I wish I could say more, but the mountain, it has a mind of its own. It will not respect one who has been given the answer, but one who simply knows the riddle. Why, they are exactly the challenge it seeks.
If you might allow one more question, what do we call you?
I gave up names back when I gave up life. I am no more than an unencapsulated vessel for Caleb. But you may call me the disciple.
Well, I'm grateful for the answer that you gave. Thank you.
Oh, there are so many answers I have to give. You let me know when you are ready to ask them. With that, you feel the glow and the warmth coming from the ring die down. You feel the magical connection kind of separate there and die out.
Over the next meal, I'll share the story with the other party members and talk about the cryptic answer of seeking the light. But I'm not going to hold anything back. I'll share every recollection I have of that conversation I had. So.
You mean like when you die?
Hopefully not.
I mean, to follow the light?
Yeah, I think some of that is going to have to be determined when we get there, but I think at the very least, finding out that the chance to encounter Sam West in this direction means that we're basically following the other ship, and we might, or very likely, encounter them near the mountain. So
Maybe
ultimately,
they don't
you're
know.
right, Tor.
What was that again?
Ultimately, I think you're right. Your instincts were right. They were spot on.
Just kind of stick with my gut sometimes.
I mean, I think we'll have to know the context of the riddle, but we'll follow the light until the end of the tunnel. You're muted.
We're muted.
At least, yeah. We've got 5 days at least. So
5 days? Ah, you're going to drive me crazy in this ship. I'm going to throw the dagger like out of the ship and make it return and repeat.
It's like one of those balls on the string. Just kind of go back and forth with it.
Yeah, but I throw it like with no intention of coming back, and then. Whoop.
All right, so cutting across the deeper swamplands by Glenford takes about 3 days before you all start hitting those colder winds, and you do notice the shift pretty immediately. It goes from just heavier winds constantly blowing, beating back against the ship there, to eventually you can see places where ice is starting to build up as it gets a deeper and deeper teeth from the cold.
sharing out the cloaks and the cold weather gear.
All right, so as you guys can see, they are working fast here. People with torches and everything sitting up at the right points and melting places that ice is building up, and they're moving fast. They are keeping everything properly stocked and refilled, so the slowdown is very minimal. And on the 5th day, you all can see off in the very far distance to your right from the front of the ship, the very, very distant sight of the city you would know to be Fristfell. You guys are just making your way over the very edges of the Galanath Mountains. A couple hours from then, you'll be making your way to that particular mountain. Is there anything you all want to do in the meantime before you actually make it there?
I've got a few things. I always do. Jasper, of course, I got a couple spells that in Midway that I need to spend the evenings doing my little spells book scribing. And then during the day, occasionally you guys see me. You see Jasper in his new armor, still has the Midway guard emblem on the shoulder pauldron, but He seems to be muttering to himself a few times, and he's got his unseen servants surrounding him with books, and he looks like he's practicing and ritual casting. I do want to spend some time looking through Balin's spellbook. Um, the spellbook that Aelor Varn gave me from his old apprentice. You know, casting those fireballs at those zombies and ogres just did not feel very good. And I feel like Jasper feels like that was really just the purview of Ragnar to be wielding hellfire. And I came across a reference in Balin's spellbook to convert spells, specifically fireball, into other damage types. As you gents know, I'm lean more toward lightning, thunder, and radiant. So I wanted to find out if Balin's spellbook and books hold any hints about being able to change the damage type of that spell or similar spells.
All right. First off, give me a. What are you better with, history or investigation?
Identical.
Identical. All right, so give me investigation.
That would be a 19.
All right. So, going through the pages there, you know the section you're looking for that already covers kind of the basic understanding of changing these things, but getting into the nitty-gritty of what points on which spells and everything like that, because any spell you're casting is, you know, not one simple thing. It's a different number of factors that grab at similar portions of the weave and pull that magic together from each point until it combines into exactly what you want it to be. And finding, first off, understanding the spell that you're starting with to the degree that you do, and knowing which section is pulling that element from, and finding what new point it is to pull it from. So, give me an Arcana check. Are you muted?
I rolled a 30.
A third. So,
Yes.
not casting the spell, but simply almost mimicking your way through the different steps to casting Fireball. You find that one point, that one particular loop in the weave that you would normally go for, and with a slight adjustment, a simple extra hook of your finger there, you find that whole other hidden little strand there. What element is that you're trying to pull at?
Yeah, I guess radiant radiant followed by lightning or thunder.
All right, so as you press your finger against that strand of the weave there, it's almost like opening a folder there. Your finger slips through that bit of magic and you find almost like a guitar, a number of strings you can pluck at there and find any of those elements you're looking for. But there's something a little bit deeper there. Go ahead and give me one more Arcana check.
Sure. Just to be sure, I'll use a lucky point on this one too. Oh, another 30.
Another 30. So you are absolutely Mozart with the weave right now, plucking at hidden notes that you didn't even know were there. You might as well, be out there just conducting a whole orchestra with this beautiful magical music that you're playing. And as you reach in and you find one layer deeper beyond each layer of the actual elemental type that you're casting, you find that if you take a little bit of extra risk on some of these rolls with this particular spell here, normally, as you know, just Fireball itself, you have a save. If you succeed, you still take half damage. But you find some other layers to the magic you can add there if you're willing to, at any given point, sacrifice that chance for someone to take the additional damage. Basically, depending on what element you choose, you can add certain abilities to the fireball spell. But if they make their save, they're not affected by any of it or take any damage. So for instance, they vary. So with like, if you're using cold, that might freeze them and restrain everybody who is affected by it as it hits the ground, hits them with all that cold damage, then freezes their legs to the floor so they can't move. So not only have you succeeded your goal, but you've found a little extra layer to the magic.
Well, I'm not sure what prompted me to be so adept at these Arcana checks, but just in case, I'm going to burn a little incense in an offering to Caleb as a way of thanks.
All right. Can you give me a religion check?
Sure. 17.
17, okay. So, well, it's not necessarily, not something you spend a lot of your time doing. You do still recall some of the old ceremonies from when you were younger, and your family would make you go regularly to go and worship. So, you, not one that's necessarily specific to Caleb himself, more one that would have been a more common kind of blessing in the town you're from. You perform it, burn the incense, and as you do so, you can even see on that ring a little, very faint, easy to miss. So you almost can't tell if it was a glow or just caught a little bit of light there, but it's a little flash that comes from the gem on the ring.
Someone's watching. Excellent.
All right, anything else?
From anybody or just?
Anybody?
I was gonna see if, because I got some gem sockets made from the Bastion, and I do have a rudimentary jeweler's kit. I was gonna see if I can maybe put that gem socket on the gauntlets we crafted.
Okay. Do you have any kind of a gem that you're trying to put in there? Or you just want to have it ready to take any gem that goes in there?
The lightning gem that we got from Fine Sim's place. I was gonna put that one in there.
Okay. So let me get a tinkering check from you, which I believe is like your investigation, Saint.
Yeah.
Intelligence with
It's not a new day, is it? It's not. It's an 8.
Oh.
it's an 8.
Wait. Yeah, I have the thing.
All right, so trying to get it fastened in there, but the gem itself, it's kind of oblong shape to it that doesn't quite fit in there, and any attempts to try to clutch it in there real good fail as you're not able to fully clamp it down. So unless you have some idea about another way to secure it on there, as of right now, anything you've tried hasn't worked.
Alright.
All right. Anything else, anybody?
Long rest. Long rest.
Long rest. So at this point, you guys have been on the ship for 5 days, so you guys have been getting your rest and everything. All right. So finally, as a little more time passes by, eventually you start hearing from the top up on the ship there, bells start ringing out. As anybody returns to the top deck, off in the distance, you can see down kind of a valley of mountains there. There's more mountains surrounding it, but down a little bit lower, the mountain you're here to see raises up, coming in from high overhead at a bit of an angle before dropping lower down. Everybody on deck there, give me a perception check.
11 from me.
14.
14.
7.
So, as you guys are pulling up there, you look around, no signs of anything immediately off in the sky, not close enough at the moment as far as you can tell to get any glimpse of it. And then the ship starts getting closer and closer to that area. As it does, you get a small hint of something on the other side there. It looks to be maybe 10 miles or so off. It's the very slightest squint of a thing. Not sure if it's a bird off in the distance or maybe just a smudge in your eye. Eventually, the captain does walk over and open up an hourglass there and hand it off to you, seeing which direction you're looking in and following your path. As you glance through, you can see an unmistakable silhouette of an airship flying very far off on the opposite side. And then, as it's moving almost like through a tree line, it just vanishes out of sight.
So we are really near from the other group, and they have an airship. Didn't you say, Jasper, that they didn't have one?
Well, everything indicates that they are traveling by airship as well, yes.
So what's the plan? Are we going to invade it like some pirates, or
Does this
Speed
thing
up.
have ballistas on it?
the ballistas?
Yeah, there are in the lower decks there. There are two of them on each side of the ship there.
I mean, we have to board the ship like some pirates, sky pirates. But I mean,
Well, how
No,
far
but-
away is this, by the way?
it
We're
was
talking miles?
10 miles, it said.
Yeah, it looks to be very far off, basically far on the other side of that kind of slightly lower mountain range that the mountain you guys are looking for comes out of. And as you guys are talking about this, you can see the sky itself takes a strange kind of glow there. It's almost as if it can't decide what time of day it is. You can see off in the horizon the moon barely peeking over. Off on the other side, the sun just barely peeks over that other side of the mountain there. The glows from them kind of contrast and mix in the middle. And as you all are gathering all that in, you feel a strange ripple as you get closer towards that mountain range.
The disciple did say follow the light.
In that moment, almost in a blink, the sky's different. It's dark out, the moon straight overhead, the mountain range now far back behind you. No signs of the other airship.
I mean, follow the light, but which one? From the sun or from the moon?
Don't know.
Didn't, I mean... by the way, where did you get this information?
I asked a question of Kalen through his disciple, and of course, divinations aren't always the most straightforward of answers.
Okay. I mean, at least we know it's a reliable source. Why don't we try to go there by foot, or maybe we descend into a near place and we try at least making an expedition to the zone with the time delay or time magic thing happening.
Sure.
Okay, so
Torin, what do you think?
I'm not really sure, dude.
Sure what?
I'm surprised we caught up to him like that. Hmm.
I'd like to cast another augury since it's been a few days and ask the question, will we reach the mountain on foot easier than via airship?
Okay. Magic twirls a bit before giving a responsive wheel.
Well, Finbar, I think you're onto something. We should probably find a good place to disembark.
I mean, the thing happened when the captain crossed the mountain on the plane, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can try. So, Captain.
Yeah,
could-
I heard you.
could
We'll put her down as soon as we can.
Perfect.
Not sure. It'll be daytime by then, but so you all mean to head off in the night?
Yes, because we are a few days from the mountain as it stands now, right?
All right, well,
On foot.
by foot through this snow, more than likely. So, makes sense to me. With that, makes his way over. You can see that they're already starting to get things to descend, but they do seem to be doing it a lot slower than normal. And as they would explain, you know, it's very cold out here, and it's hard to keep things inflated considering how cold it is. So if they do it too fast, it could all just kind of give in to the elements. So very slowly, they bring you all down. Not anywhere like anywhere any water to land on. Everything is frozen over, so they do have to bring it to a cliffside. They pull right up next to it, throw off some anchors and tie off right there, allowing you all to pass off by foot. They do have the horses ready for you, though the captain advises these snowy mountains may not be the best place for them.
Yeah, I think by foot is probably better. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, but do you know, Captain? Sorry, do you know anything about the region that we should know, like predators, animals, fauna, flora?
Well, one of the good upsides to this kind of place is there's not a whole life to speak of to begin with. There are some nasty polar bears you can come across wandering on their own, or sometimes, especially this time of year, I believe, you might find a pack of mothers, and they can get a bit vicious around the cubs, but otherwise, it's not too bad. The people, they're rather reclusive, but wouldn't call them cruel by any means. Not much else to be said. It is a strange place that most people choose not to live in. Mostly tieflings. A lot of them forced out of their warmer places up to the north in the very, very early days, but they managed to survive out this way just fine.
The north, you say, where the frontier with Calgracia is?
No. They used to keep mostly to the woods, closer to Valhalla, but as the city built up and they moved further and further south, and as more cities popped up, they were moved further and further south, and eventually they sent them where nobody else really wanted. Hell, it took another century or two before they even had their own Jarl. If you check a lot of the maps, you'll notice, where they print Eldar, it doesn't even seem to reach down that far south, but it is part of the Empire.
Okay, that's useful.
Captain, do you still have that the other half of the sending stone that we gave you outside of Glenfirth? The way we can
Oh.
contact you if necessary.
Oh, aye, and he pulls his shirt across. He looks like he's put a little clamp around it and put it on a necklace that he has there.
Excellent.
I don't like
Ragnar
things in
has
my
the
pockets.
others, so, yeah. Well, let's.
Okay, so let's go through the snow. I mean, is it really difficult to travel in this weather or this place?
If you didn't bring any snow boots, it can be a bit of a tough hike, but strapping fellas, I'm sure you'll do just fine.
So
I rolled a nat
Oh.
1 and a 2 for my portent dice, so hopefully
well, that's
those will come in
really
handy.
good.
Yeah, let's.
Okay,
If there's nothing else, gentlemen, let's go.
I'll go first. Torin, are you going to go into the broom?
Oh yeah, the ground's too cold.
I mean, you could pick up Jasper and we go the three of us flying. I mean, above ground, near, to not be affected by the spell from the arset, but to not be affected by the ground.
How heavy is Jasper?
I'm pretty heavy.
The broom can only hold 400 pounds.
I don't know. Isn't it kind of rude to ask how much you weigh?
Well, in my full plate, I weigh a little over 300 pounds.
Yeah. Or I don't weigh less than 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll eat some snow. That's it.
Okay, so as you all start making your way off there, Jasper marching through the snow, leaving that long trail behind him. The other two floating just above it overhead there. Now, while he's dropping back behind a little bit there, as you all are sitting a bit higher up, you find the wind here is absolutely horrendous, just beating away at you. It's getting harder and harder to stay up elevated any further than you already are. I need both of you to give me a constitution save.
Me and Torin?
Does it look like a storm's coming in? Or is it just windy naturally?
It's just a naturally thick wind. Snow, not so much blizzarding, but snow coming in heavy on each gust of wind.
7 plus 5, 12.
You have if you're not 20. If you're near me, Torin, you have +2.
And 14.
So, tucking in there real tight as best you can, it is slowing you both down. Just no way against it, but you're holding yourself in tight enough to where you're keeping as much of the wind from hitting you directly in the face and blistering you all over with frostburn. So, at a certain point, you guys are no more than a good 5 to 10 feet at any given moment ahead of Jasper as he's trailing behind the both of you. Eventually, as you make your way over some of the mountains here, you notice the sky does tend to have random shifts of light, as if sometimes it's day, sometimes it's night, sometimes it's both. It's almost hard to keep track of any real sense of time, but eventually you reach the very lowest point of the mountain. You can see it stretching off, coming to a sharp point overhead there. And off in the distance, you can see an airship. Good, looks to be at this point 2 miles off. As it does, it blinks out of existence again. Only this time, as opposed to just vanishing outright, this time another 3 miles on the other side blinks back into existence. A moment later, the ship turns, makes another approach. Same thing, the longer you stare at it, seems to be doing the same thing, circling back and forth before eventually stopping. But even then, time doesn't seem to flow properly looking on the outside there. A moment, it floats forward, then it flashes back, floats forward again, flashes forward. It's almost like watching someone constantly hit rewind, fast forward, skip, skip, skip while you're watching the movie.
Okay.
So
With
you
that-
take a break real quick.
Yeah, with that, as you guys are preparing to start making your way up the mountain here, the first, as you step foot on the first bit of it, the sky flips over. The dark night slides over to a bright sun shining directly over the peak of the mountain. And that is where we will take our break. We will be right back, everybody. Again, as we always remind you, if you're new here, we do this so you don't have to worry about any pre-rolls. You get to see all the fun as it happens. Let's go ahead and do that. Let them plot and try to figure out what the fuck I am doing over here and what kind of nonsense I have concocted for them. And then we'll be right back. So, BRB, everybody. All right, we are back. As I said, everybody here has just reached the very foot of the mountain here and started to make their climb up. Now, the first leg of this climb seems pretty simple. Climbing through mostly rocky areas with lots of snow packed in there. Jasper in the back, you mentioned that prestidigitation can warm any non-living thing. As he mentioned, mostly meant for food, but being the clever wizard that he is, uses it to warm up his boots and his coat and his gloves there. So he's nice and toasty while these two are flying off ahead like frozen seagulls. And then eventually, you reach a point there where the mountain area you guys are walking towards runs into a large cliff wall. Goes straight up high and seems to curve around a large section of the area here, off to the side of the mountain. Off to the opposite side, it's not quite as steep as a cliff wall, but it's still at a very sharp angle, and from the looks of it packed down, maybe there is some kind of water source there, but looks much more, rather than snow, ice packed in tight, sliding down that side of it. What would you like to do? Which way would y'all like to try it continuing?
Did we think to grab climbing gear?
No.
I mean, why do we need climbing gear? And I'm going to tap my boots twice, and I'm going to fly like the snow like this, and I mean,
Oh.
we can just fly and that's it, right?
Well, if the plan is to leave Jasper here, then yeah, that would work.
No, I'm not leaving him. Okay, Jasper, hold on. I want to carry Jasper.
Well, before we get that far, how far away is that sliding glacier?
The sliding glacier wall you can see there is off to your right, about 200 feet through the snow. There is where it all starts to, it goes to at a sudden just peak there. Like maybe at some point this was some kind of waterfall and it's frozen over in time. It's kind of built up. So when you step to it, it's almost its own cliffy wall of ice right there that has a bit more of a slope going up the side of it, going up towards the peak.
Okay, and I'm sorry, the other direction was around the long way?
Yeah, the other way, the cliff wall itself, the rocky cliff, leads up overhead, looks to be maybe a good 300 feet up along to the top there. Off to the left, it curves around. There's maybe a 80-foot distance between where it starts and where you reach another footing.
Well, gents, I'm willing to give it a try climbing. There is a way. I don't want to. If things get really rough, there's a way for me to get past this, but I don't want to expend a lot of arcane power just yet without knowing what we're facing. So
That's what I'm saying. We'll expend then some muscle power, and I'll carry you to the top of the to the top of the waterfall, and that's it.
If that's feasible. If your boots
Yeah.
will hold me.
I mean, for sure. And
So-
as I
Trying this here now, keep in mind with these winds beating down the extreme cold here, it's not impossible, but it's going to be a very high check to try to pull him up that way.
Okay, yeah, I was going to give me advantage using my channel divinity, peerless athlete. So for 1 hour I have advantage on athletics and acrobatics. So I'm going to try and lift Jasper to the top of the cliff.
All right,
And I
go
get
ahead
my
and give me an
scroll
athletics
of-
check. Go ahead.
Get my scroll of featherfall ready just in case one of us falls.
All right. All right, go ahead and let me get an athletics check for me.
No way. I
Wow.
almost roll a 20.
So, as you float overhead and reach your hand down there, now, as you've been flying up to this point, tucked in tight, covering every inch that you can to keep any wind out, it's managed to serve you just fine, keeping your face tucked away in your coat and everything. But angling yourself, holding everything out there, as you grab hold, you get up about a good 10 feet, though, before the wind ripping through, just going directly, seems to be flowing almost directly into your glove and freezing you at the knuckles. You can already feel your fingertips going numb. You don't get the feeling that you can hold this long enough to get up the top of that peak there.
You know, I bet there's some magic, just like with the airships, there's some magic keeping folks on the ground, so you can drop me on the side.
So I'm going to try to fly myself, and that's it, to the top of the freezed waterfall to see if the wind impedes my my ascent.
So what you find is that you have a very kind of small window there next to the ground itself, where the wind doesn't just push you and force you back down, and where it's cold enough to almost seem to freeze you over almost instantly. If you go more than 10 feet from actually where you can put your feet on the ground, then 10 feet above where you can touch the snow, then the wind gets picking up far too much. It's only by tucking yourself in tight, even in that lower little elevation there, that you're able to hold off the cold enough to continue onward, but it still slows you down.
Okay, then I'm going to descend and say, Jasper, I found out that whatever is keeping us from, I mean, like the airship, it's keeping something from flying over the mountain, but not walking on it. So I guess we have to take the long route.
Tor, you having the same problems?
I guess I would, wouldn't I?
Yeah, same issue. If you go more
Even with-
than 10 feet off the top point of the snow, then you start getting, the wind is just too much. It tears through even your coat. Can't fend it off. It starts tearing like pins and needles into your back.
Okay. Yeah. See, falling off the brim's not my problem with that saddle on it. It's just the cold, is what you're saying.
Correct. Yeah. It's not. And again, it's like trying to fly or swim against just an insanely strong current of wind pressing against you each time that you're going. So as to where floating in that little kind of gray area there slows you a bit. When you try to push up, the wind is so strong, it's slowing you. You're not moving any more than about 5 feet or so per round.
Yeah. Gotcha. Any ideas on this thing?
We take the long route and we climb through the wall of ice. I mean, I have 2 daggers. I can lend you one, Jasper.
I've got my war pick. It's pretty pointy. It'll serve.
Will do. So,
I've got a pistol, a broom.
I mean, you don't need anything to climb, right? If we if we see that you have the same problem climbing up the wall of ice, I will. No, hold on. And I'm going to give you one of my daggers, a non-magic one, from me to you.
I think I sold a dagger that I had extra for you.
You sold a dagger?
Well, yeah, you had one that returned to you. You didn't need me to hand you weapons like in the early days.
I mean, they're cool anyways. Don't sell them, okay?
Dagger
Okay,
collection.
so take this one, just in case to grab onto the ice.
I have a steak knife
Nice.
from that dinner.
I don't think that's going to stick onto the ice. But
King, come on, King, come on. King, come on.
okay, so we ready? Do we have rope? I think I have.
Oh wait, I have the harpoon bullets. I was I had those dagger, but I was using harpoon like the long harpoon bullets and just kind of using the spikes
Okay.
from when we were in the elemental plane of water.
Nice. So, pulling them out and grab them as they are. So the basic ones, they are just a long spike of metal with a little hook at the end there, and a little hole at the very end of the hilt where you can like tie rope through and such like that. Are you doing anything else, or are you just grabbing it straight with the metal, and what are you doing?
Ooh. Hang on, this might be a little bit easier for us. We can tie some rope to it, and then we can shoot it up pretty high and get a little head start with the rope.
I have a really good idea, but the thing is, I mean, the other way is like a slide of ice, right? Doing around the mountain, right? Reason? Or
Yeah. So one side is really steep, icy ground. The other side is cliff walls.
Okay, so and we have to climb through the cliff walls, right?
I don't know.
I'm saying that because I have the mobile rod. We could, I mean, tie a rope to the immobile rod, put it on top of the cliff and press it, and we have a really good way of going up.
You just gave me an idea with that. We can tie ourselves together in one long rope. The person climbing at the top, we're all climbing together, and the person at the top has the immovable rod to hit it if they slip or fall.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a lot safer.
So it's like an emergency thing, not necessarily a thing used for.
Okay. So
So first off, everybody with the ropes, you're all tying yourselves together with the rope.
yeah.
All right,
Who's the
let me get
strongest?
everybody give me a sleight of hand to tie your knots around yourselves.
Shit, guys.
Oh, not 20.
22.
22 as well.
All right, and in what order are you all? Like, who's going out? Who's doing the primary climbing with the?
I mean, I
Immovable
have
rod.
the mover rod, so I guess I'm going first.
Why don't you go
All right.
first, Tip?
So we have Finvar off at the front, throws his knot on there real quick and ties it off. Takes the movable rod and has it where you can easily grab it and everything like that. And makes your way over towards the wall first. Let me go ahead and get an athletics check from you, Finvar.
Okay, so I have advantage still.
One last thing before we go, I'm gonna make a harpoon, wrap a rope to it, and load it in the gun just in case. Secondary. Well,
Just in case I got a Batman out this
What?
shit.
Okay, so athletics advantage.
Do
Okay.
not have
23.
23. All right, so he goes over, cracks the knuckles, gets on there, and just starts climbing up. Coming behind you there, who's second on the rope?
Jasper.
I'm the lightest.
I was going to say I'll go last because I've got the feather fall. that I could, if you guys start falling past me, I could cast it on all of us.
Okay.
All right. So next up, Torin, let me go ahead and get your athletics.
Buddy. I'm gonna use heroic inspiration.
All right.
I'm gonna use a second wind dice for what is it called again? I keep forgetting the name of it, but that lets me add a D10 to the
Tactical mind.
Thank you. 10 to that. So 15.
All right. So as you go over and grab on first to the same little handhold that Finvar had made his way, if you grab hold of it and as you pull on it, the rock comes loose and just pulls right off onto the ground. You shake it off, reach again. The next hole you put your hand into, suddenly you feel something pecking at your fingertips as you look inside, and this little scavenger-looking little bird, strange little things pecking at your hands. Where you grab one more spot and finally get yourself pulling up there. Finvar, off ahead of you, you are climbing as best you can, but you can feel at this point the rope going really taut there as Torin's kind of trying to keep up, but he's having a little issues finding the proper holes and where to put it. And then back behind him, Jasper makes his way over with his large armor there, and let's get his athletics.
Yeah, my athletics is terrible, so I was going to ask Jens if I could use a pool of echoes to auto roll a 15, which would give me a 17 athletics check.
Okay. All right, so going over there and more looking across and seeing all the places that Torin tried and taking a half step to the left before grabbing onto your own and going slower but steady, kind of just finding those places, getting yourself set in real good because of the armor itself before taking another lift there bit by bit. Finvar still off on the top, trying to just kind of push off, but having to slow down a bit as his cord is almost halfway every now and then yanking you up, Torin. And as you are climbing, wind going heavy over your backs, you can feel the light kind of moving, the shadows that you guys are casting on the rock just ahead of you shift suddenly, and you can see the sky, day and night, shift again. When it stops, it doesn't stop at either one in particular. Night off to your right, the daytime off to the left, and the sun now seeming to rise and go horizontally behind you across that skyline. What do you all do?
Well, that doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, we have to follow the light, so
But we can't because it's back the way we came.
true.
Maybe it's inside.
It's
Inside
out.
this ice column you're talking about?
So keep in mind, as you guys are looking at this, it's not moving back away from you. You can see your shadows still steadily shifting. It almost seems like the sun and moon here seem to orbit around this mountain as a sort of axis point.
It's like like a beacon, or I mean,
So I personally am not smart enough to figure this out, but I'm wondering, Jasper, who's super intelligent, did these, having seen the shifting and then having seen the airships in the sky, is there any pattern?
You know, let me get a history check from Jasper.
Oh, Not great. 12.
12. So, just to see an obvious pattern to the ships going by overhead, that seems to be almost some related but not directly relevant version of this kind of whatever's happening here. But what it does bring to mind is you're kind of thinking almost just three-dimensionally about the setup of everything, from the axis point that is the mountain to the orbiting of the sun and the moon. For a moment there, it brings your mind kind of like a sundial, but shifting. You know those balls that have the different rings in them that shift about, almost like what you've seen the artifacts do, with the orb in the center, the other ones circle about it in different rotations.
Like an astrolabe. Okay. Well, still can't figure that out. So I'm up to any ideas, gentlemen.
We go up to the top. I mean, wasn't it like the place where the most abnormalities happened, right? No one could reach the top of this mountain, right? So we climb it.
By the way.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Let me say what's up while I have you all stumped here and trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about here. What is going on? Thank you so much, Metadog, for the raid there. We always appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming through. I hope you guys had a good session and stuff, too. Appreciate it. And there's 80 y'all. What is up, everybody? Right now, we have the players, or I have the players. I guess this is all my fault if you really think about it. But I have the players stumped here. So just give everyone a rundown and kind of remind everybody what you guys are working with. So what you know is you're heading towards this mountain that nobody has been able to reach the peak of. You know that there's some weird time distortions going on in this area. As you're trying to make your way up this mountain, it's kind of hidden in this valley of other mountains. You have the kind of riddle key of follow the light. Now, as you started making your way up this mountain, the horizon has continued to shift. Now, the sky is no longer day nor night. It's in fact both. One side night, the other side day, as the sun is no longer passing by overhead, but moving around this mountain to the left. And that is where we are. So you are all caught up. That is the situation we find ourselves in. And they are looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So we're going to see what happens. Maybe they'll just fall off the mountain. Who knows? Who knows?
How about instead of up, Finbar, how about you guide us left?
Left? Okay. We go left.
All right. So let me go ahead and get another round of athletics checks.
Excellent.
Okay, not so good. 17 for me.
17 also.
Oh,
10 for me.
following my steps.
All right. So this one, as things shift there and moving upwards just gets colder and colder as you try to do so. Eventually you see as the light shifts and starts riding across to the left there, you all communicate with each other and start shifting that way as well. Now, the rope itself is going from the top here over with Finvar, dipping a little bit and going over to Torin, and then dropping down at an angle, a slight little decline there where Jasper's at the back trying his best to kind of keep across it. Guys, keep moving about halfway across. Jasper, let me get a strength save from you.
Okay. 14.
14. All right, so managing to hold on there as the weight of your armor there. Keep in mind, we have a beefy boy wizard over here. He out here rocking the heavy armor, so he is not playing around. But that weight in these moments of climbing is not the best. But you manage to hold out, getting further and further across until finally you all make your way over to that landing on the other side there. And as you do so, this section has many more trees there. The floor isn't quite as packed with snow as some of the other places. There are some ice patches there, but a lot of it is all caught up in those trees. And as you do so and you step on that end, you can see the sky takes another shift, going back. Now it's properly day out. The sun moving from behind you overhead towards the peak of the mountain.
I'm getting dizzy. Didn't I don't know which way we're going, Jasper. Honestly, you guide me because I think I got lost.
If we've reached a ledge, let's take a break for a meal.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
All right, so finding a little bit of clearing there under some of these, an area where some of the trees here are a bit thicker packed together, so the ground is much more rocky there, and what snow there is quite as accumulated. Find a little spot to hunker down and gather some of your rations. Are you guys doing anything else while you're resting there, or what is the plan, gentlemen?
10-minute break unless you guys need longer. And then we're gonna head straight up.
All right. So, as you all continue upwards, from time to time you reach various other forks where things seem to split. But at this point, it seems that you've come to understand the way upwards from here. As the sky shifts and different obstacles present themselves ahead of you, simply follow the light. When the sun shifts and moves in a different direction across the horizon, be it diagonal sometimes, be it to the left, to the right, straight forward, either way, as you continue to follow it, you ascend further and further up. So finally you reach not quite the peak, but you can feel as you step over a certain threshold, the sky twists, spins for a moment. It seems as if days go by in a matter of seconds, and then finally the sun stops just off to the right, the moon to the left. The light overhead, neither day nor night, mixed into this kind of constant twilight. Massive buildings are built here. Doors, you can see some of them standing, reaching up 25, 30 feet high, and moving through the spaces in between. Large, towering giants.
Hide. Crouch in the snow.
All right, so you all are at a kind of tree line that gives way to this section here, so stepping back and out of sight is easily enough done. Looking off ahead, you don't see anything violent or anything of that sort. It seems to just be less of a city, more of just a town of these massive beings. What are y'all doing?
That's a giant? I mean, I haven't seen one in my life. I mean, I only have heard of them in tales. Jasper, did you knew that they were here?
Yeah, no, and this is new to me as well. I think we're too far for me to divine any locations, but do you guys see anything beyond this settlement as far as where we might be headed to?
Give me perception checks.
I mean, I was going to say that they might be knowing something.
You could talk to him.
14.
Is
You
it
thought
14?
giant? 14 for me. Perception.
So, off overhead, through some of the buildings there, you can see in a very narrow passage going up the road in this little town. At the peak, you can see what looks to be the true peak of the mountain, though it's partially cut off, and oddly enough, it seems to almost bob up and down. A strange green glow permeates from that area there, almost like the Ouroboros. I think that's the right word for it. The Ouroboros, that the lights they see over Alaska and everything. Ouroboros?
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much. That would have driven me crazy. Aurora Borealis. Got it.
Wow. Cool. I mean, this place is beautiful. Really chilly, but I mean, I kind of want to talk to the giants. I mean,
Two quick questions. How far away roughly is the peak? Are we talking a mile or miles and miles away? And
So
then,
from where you guys are looking, it's only that due to its sheer size that it's as visible as it is. From one side of the town to the other, you're probably looking at, mainly because of the sheer size of the buildings that fill that space, it's probably got about a 2 mile little stretch that you have here. No telling how far it wraps around this high point of the mountain, though. But so you're probably a good 2 to 3 miles from the section of it that you can see, but again, hard to tell exactly from the slight little angle.
And then, second question is the nature of the giants. Do they look like they're more, bestial and ignorant, or do they look more civilized and they're well dressed? And to help us maybe determine what how civilized they might be, and also how many there are. Are there a dozen, or are we talking there's hundreds?
So, looking through them all, some of them have very different characteristics here. Some of them, not quite as many, but a few of them are blue skin from top to bottom, white eyes, and then a lot of them seem to be wearing what might identify them as some kind of guard position, though the armor itself looks more old than used. Others of them are a bit sleeker but taller, hair that almost just kind of flows on its own in the air, and little crackles of electricity that seem to spark around them from time to time. While some of them look a bit more basic, I think might be the easiest term for it. Really very smooth, but very kind of long and muscular, bald heads, and a lot of them some kind of clay smeared across their face. Other than some of these other kind of diversifying characteristics that they have, other than that, they're all are dressed from top to bottom. They are wearing clothes. A lot of them seem to be working in some of these small fields that they have set up here. Small to them, surely, but rather massive to you all. These little vegetable gardens that the very posts of the gates are almost twice your size. So it does look to be a civilized town of these different variations of giants.
So definitely a permanent settlement. Well, Finbar, I think you'll get your wish. You want to talk to him? I'm all for that.
I'm going to rush directly to the.
As long as
without
Torrin's okay with it.
saying anything to the first giant I see, I say, "Hello, hey, hello."
So as you're running up towards the village here, so again, there's a little gated area where there's large stalks there. We're talking about corn stalks that a normal one would already be twice your height there, but these ones are stretching up a good, some of them look to be 25, 30 feet on their own. And then there you can see beyond that the little sway of wind that on the other side you can see some of them. Someone, a woman giant working in that garden over there. Otherwise, just busy kind of walk area off ahead of you where some people are moving between buildings. Which one are you heading towards?
To where the woman is, the young woman.
He's looking
Alright,
for
so-
the beanstalk.
So as you move your way in and start running through the field there, stepping out on the other side, as you do, you can see her, when she moves to you, her movements almost seem like they're slightly slowed down, like there's a 10% reduction in movement as her sheer size seems to affect your perception on this simple action as she moves past you, walks over towards it, and she is, at this point, you're peeking out like a weasel or something from the corn as she's walking over, not even looking down towards you, with a massive hoe in her hand.
Hey, hold on. Hello?
And she looks down, sees you, looks shocked. Give me what are you screaming?
Relax. Okay, I'm good. Okay, relax.
Give me persuasion with disadvantage as she begins raising the hoe back.
Persuasion.
Are we close by? Like, I guess, do we follow him by any
Did you all follow behind?
Jeff,
Yes.
did you? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
A 6.
Give me a dexterity save.
Okay. 8.
An 8. She swings it down. Luckily, it twisted at some point when you shocked her, and you only catch the back end of the hook side. She swings it at you, which is going to hit and do 6 bludgeon damage as it smacks you in the chest and throws you back 10 feet into the field there. And you can already hear her stomping back after you. Are you staying? Are you going? What are you doing?
I'm standing up and saying, hold on. Hold on. I'm good, okay? I don't have any weapons on me or
She
anything.
steps over, holding this massive hoe up and looking down at you, and she reaches into a pocket, pulls up, and then reaches with her other hand down towards you. Give me a dexterity save.
Time to run.
25.
25. She swings. You manage to roll just out of the way. She grabs up, which to you, it's like an excavator coming and taking a scoop of ground that she digs up and drops down. As you roll to your feet, what are you doing?
I'm looking around to see if Jasper is near me or something, or Torin even.
I'm booking it back toward the tree line.
It's already all you hear is little pitter patter of feet, and you see a little glimpse of a.
I'm good.
As Jasper's running and as people are about to get grabbed, I will say to the giant, halt. We mean no harm in giant.
Give me persuasion with advantage.
Shit. I'm bad at that.
That's
I'm
the
going
advantage is for.
to use tactical mind.
How did
And
you
add
roll
a
a 0?
D10. That is a 14.
All right, did you use your advantage there? I only see one roll.
I did roll it, I believe it
He
did.
rolled a 2.
Yeah, 2, which is
I thought that was -2. I thought it was. Yeah, no, I only see a 12 minus 2 there.
Yeah, 12 minus 2, then I roll a 2 minus 2, which is 0.
Okay, for sure. God, it didn't even show me that on here. All right, so 14. Give me a dexterity save.
Oh, this beholder. I cannot roll save. I have to roll manually. Hang on.
Good lord.
Alright, so we do 20. 10 plus 8, 18.
18. So she swings her hand across, trying to grab at you like a gnat out of the sky. And you flip out of the way there, and she is, at this point, turning about, looking back and forth, and she stops and looks down at you. You speak giant?
Surprisingly, yes, I do.
I'm looking at Torrin saying,
Why are those little people here? None should be here like you. This is not your home.
I agree. It is way too cold for me. But we are just passing by. We were looking for a place to just rest for now. Or we will be on our way in the morning. The weather is going to tear us to shreds if we stay here for too long.
That is true. That's how it's meant to be. Well, she looks at you, uncertain, and then stops and stands up, dusts herself off. Suppose you all can't be too much harm, letting you inside to at least warm up a bit.
I mean, look at him. He's harmless. You smacked him in the chest and he went flying across the field. You could probably just step on us and we would be defenseless.
I don't understand giant, Torrin. What are you saying to her?
All right. Well, fine. Let's get you inside for a bit then. She leans down and lays her hand flat on the ground.
What's that? An apology to me? No?
Take her hand.
Okay, so...
Well, she's offering you a place to sit. She's trying to get you to step up onto the hand.
Oh. Sure.
And Finvar?
I guess... Step onto the hand with Torrin.
And I'm just say one thing. Do you mind if I... You have another one. He ran.
Another one?
Call him? Can I call him? Let's come back.
Yes, please do.
He ran?
Jasper! It's
Jasper.
okay.
Yes, it is. Both of you give me dexterity saves with disadvantage.
Okay, on the flip side, you have +2. Because you're besides me.
It's not.
Okay, well, let me roll disadvantage.
Shit! Well, that's the normal roll. That's four.
Let's see, so hold on. 6 plus,
Okay,
8, 14. I'm gonna use tactical. Well, actually, it's a save. I can't use that.
13 for me.
13.
14.
14. Her hand quickly, as you let out that call for Jasper, snaps shut on both of you. You're suddenly smacked back to back there and squeezing before you can get any warning yells out there. And she stands up. Sorry, little one, but we can't have your type wandering around these parts. And she starts, as for your friend, sure he'll come along soon enough. It's safe
Can I see-
after all. And she,
Can I see a hole through her fingers? Or any sort of gap?
at this one, she has you squeezed in tight. She,
Could I,
Step.
What are you
could
doing?
I apply...
It's a misty step out of her hand.
in a misty step. All right. She stood up. She has you held up beside her. Where are you misty stepping to?
Where Jasper ran. Towards that direction.
The tree
All right. And so, as suddenly you guys are back to back, and then on your end there, Finvar, all of a sudden it's like You could feel him pressed against you, and then it was gone. And you feel as the rest of the grip tightens back up around you, smacking in the back there with another little squeeze to your chest. And she looks around. She looks at you angrily, Finvar, and pulls up that little leather oiled bag that she had before, tosses you inside, and tightens it up at the top. And as you're back over in the field, you look back behind you and you can see her stomping inside towards the door. She opens it, that massive 25-foot door there, and then and that's where we're going to call it for the night.
Shit.
I mean, if Finbar dies being fooled, I think that would be the most poetic death ever.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. All right, y'all. Well, that is the show for this evening. Hope everybody had a good time. I certainly did. You guys did manage to solve the puzzle. I knew you could do it. See? It wasn't so bad. And managed to get Finvar captured by some giant. Well, you didn't so much get him as he got himself, as is kind of the rules as written of our campaign here. Finvar does stuff. Bad things follow.
I mean, does it? Can you capture when you're voluntarily giving yourself in? I mean,
You know what we got to give this group though. While everybody does something destructive, at least it's normally self-destructive, right? They always get themselves into some bullshit, so they've got that going for them at least. All right, so why don't we try to do a raid tonight, in fact, rather than just where are the buttons to do that? So again, thank everybody so much for coming through. Hope everybody had a good time. We'll figure out, hopefully next week we will have our usuals. We get Ragnar and Ira back in, and then as always we will go from there. Now, oh, and don't forget, you can always check me out over on TikTok and such. Right now, mostly I'm doing is making funny little meme videos because they make me chuckle and I want to share that with the world. But other than that, sometimes I'm trying to get more advice videos going up there. So if you go over and give it a follow, I appreciate it. But otherwise, make sure you come back next week. We're here every Monday, 4 to 7 Pacific time, and crazy other times for the rest of our group. So shout out to everyone who always makes the time, because especially Finvar. Finvar, it's like, what, 3 in the morning where you're at?
4:20 in the morning.
4:20.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh. I love D&D, but I don't know if I even like it that much. That's crazy. So I appreciate it. I take that as a compliment personally. But we're gonna kick it over here.
I'm the one that's crazy.
All right, so we're gonna kick it over to, let's see, DM said we've been kicking it recently. Huh? Are they still going? I think they might have just. I think we caught them just as they're ending the stream. Doesn't that just figure? Hold on. Who else is streaming something? There we go. We got another group here. Cancel that raid. Start this one up. All right. Gathering up over for another group here so we can send you over. Enjoy their show. Have a good time. And we will, of course, catch you all back here next week. Peace out.
Peace.